Shalom everyone. Welcome to a class on Parashat Noach. Noach was 10 generations after Adam. And by that point, the world had fallen to a lower state. In the Torah, it clearly states that the angels had descended, many angels had descended and decided to kind of consort with women, and the offspring of those unions created kind of giants who were very immoral. The world was in an immoral place, and basically Hashem was kind of regretting creating such a great evil, and it caused, so to speak, Hashem pain, because it wasn't happy that he had created something bad that he would even think of destroying. And Noah, it says, however, found favor in the eyes of Hashem. In the Torah, it says he was righteous man, perfect in his generations, since he lived a long time and he saw many generations. But another meaning is that in his generation, he was considered righteous. If he would have been in Abraham's generation, he wouldn't even have been comparable to Abraham, because Abraham was on a much higher level. Noah needed Hashem's support in staying in his righteous level, whereas Abraham was able to strengthen himself and walk in his own righteousness with Hashem and ascend higher and higher. So it says the earth became corrupt before Hashem, and the earth became full of robbery. They had no respect. It had even affected all of the other animals. So this corruption of the way of being. And Hashem decides to really make an end to this. Why did it come in a way of water? Because this is close to the concept of purity, purifying, like a mikvah that comes through water. And Hashem discusses with Noah and says to build a large ark to save himself and his family, and two of every kind of all the species, to give existence for these creatures so that the world could be recreated from them. Interestingly enough, it says that only after Noah and the flood were human beings allowed to eat meat. Before that, they were vegetarians. And we know that Hashem told Noah to bring the 7 pairs of the kosher animals to do sacrifices with. And the flood happens, and it goes for a long time, until finally Hashem remembers Noah, and the water starts to subside, and eventually they are able to come out onto the dry land. It says that Noah builds an altar and brings up sacrifices to Hashem. It says that Hashem smelled that pleasant aroma, and he said, never again will I curse the earth because of man. And he knows this evil inclination in us since we're born, and he knows that it's difficult. So that's why the rainbow, Hashem brought a rainbow, and that's the sign of the covenant that Hashem will never destroy the earth again. And Noah has 3 sons, Shem and Ham and Yafet, who says that the entire civilization branches out from these 3 sons. And the end of the Parsha ends with the story of the Tower of Babylon, because it says that all of the world at that time was still one language, and they decided to build up this tower. They wanted to reach the skies, and it was with a bad intention that they were kind of rebelling against God. They wanted to kind of reach up to him, and Hashem caused them to be confused. He created different languages so people would not be able to communicate with one another. And then it goes through more of the offspring until eventually at the end of the Parsha, it speaks about Avram. He was still Avram at that time. And it speaks about him marrying Sarai. And that leads up to next week's Torah portion of Lech Lecha, where Hashem tells Abraham to travel and go up in the way of Hashem. Bezrat Hashem. May we all have a great Shabbat. God bless you.